What is good, guys? What is good, Miami Hurricanes family? It's glad to be back, y'all. It's been a little bit of a while of a weekend. How is everybody doing? Joseph Holmes, what is up, man? Philip, I see you in the chat. Mr. HD, Q Irvin, Dennis, David, man. Okay, so I had one question, so I'm going to address it first. Quarterback reps. Who's getting the first team reps? Philip's asking. So I'll dive into that because everyone loves to talk quarterbacks, so we'll start with quarterbacks. We won't leave that for the end. Quarterbacks, here's the deal, basically, Philip. Whoever is getting first team reps, it changes every single spring practice. And what the media does see, even Enos himself said, look, we're changing it like every single drill. So currently it has flip-flopped to where I think, Jaron Williams was being number one and then Perry and then Tate third. But that's always changed around, just changing it up and down. Martiar, give me a chain. Hey, yes, sir. Hey, there's a link I can throw it up for you if you want to check out where I got this one. It's pretty awesome. It's like 35 bucks. They do really good quality, man. Slim Shady, what is up, man? Glad to have you in here. What's up, brother? Riley, who do you want to win the quarterback race? Okay, Riley, my guy who has always been and I've always liked is Jaron Williams. I've always liked him because of his passing abilities. I always think that quarterbacks, priority number one is pass the ball. Pass the ball and do it well. But do I think he's going to win it? That's a different question. He's always been my fan of a quarterback. I'm not saying he's the best one. I want the best one to win it. Okay, but I've been a fan of him for a while. Georgia Peach, the U. Hey, good to have Georgia in here. Y'all please gotta get those stinking Gators right. Oh, we are. We will. Definitely, for sure. Who are you two breakout players for this year? Okay, I'm definitely gonna answer that one. That's a great question, Kevin. Two breakout players for this year. Number one breakout player is I don't know if you can consider him breakout. I'll say Cam Davis. I think he's just, I keep hearing solid news consistently on him, doing very well, a solid job. He might just break out and become a stellar running back. But it depends on the O-line. Obviously, the quarterback position, whoever starts as the quarterback might jump out and scare everyone with Enos' offense system. But the more obvious choice, I think Osborne. I think Osborne at wide receiver is going to be a star player. I think he's going to have top three in productions of all wide receivers. He's experienced. He's got stats and he's working hard. I think I can see him being number one there. On the defensive side of the ball, oh man, where do you even start? Bandy's going to have a great year. Bolden, I'm excited to see what Bolden can do. But more likely, it's going to be on the D-line in Silvera and probably Garvin just having monster years. What's up, Demetrius? How guys you having? Miami Hurricanes podcast. Well, Tate Martello is not that good. I have a Miami Hurricanes podcast. Look, man, if you want to self-promote, that's not the way you do it, man. I'd gladly promote you, but that's not the way you do it, man. What's good, Daryl? How you doing, brother? Is Nikosi locked in? I mean, he's doing all right. What do you mean by locked in? Like, is he throwing on the ball? He's had bad practice. It's been up and down from Nikosi. Mike Willison, Cam Davis, and Jay Trevera. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I think those are mine. I'm with you there. How's the D-line, O-line looking in practice? Good question. And don't forget Hill. You're right, Robin. Definitely. Hill is going to be. I can't call him breakout because I haven't seen him. He needs to acclimate to Miami style. But I expect him to have quite a beast of a year for sure. No questions asked there. I think any defensive end. Secondary, I'm not too worried about it, Chris. So let me answer the D-line question, O-line question, because that was a great question. I think our D-line is just studs left and right. And we're hearing not only the guys that we think are going to be starters, the guys that are backups. Really good news. Diaz is loving what he's seeing from Ford. He's still high in Silvera. We've yet to see Chigozie, and I think he's going to be really good. Any good news on quarterbacks? Mac, that's a good question. Good news, I guess you could say they're putting in work. There's nothing that's like, wow, these guys are stellar and doing amazing. But, I mean, it's impressed to me when I see that Jaron Williams and here, he's studying film for 2 hours every single day. It's a system, and that he's working off the field during non-practice time. So I guess that's kind of good news, He's going to be more productive than that dog Jackson. It's possible, man. I think any defensive end in Diaz's defensive style is going to have a very productive year. Very productive year. How's Pope looking? He's my breakup pick on DJ Ivy. Kieran, I'm interested on this one because I've been thinking and I've been saying, hey, Pope is probably going to be the one. And then now spring practice has started. And I'm not hearing too much on him. I'm not hearing enough on him. I'm not saying that he's doing bad. He's doing solid. What I'm hearing a lot about is Jeremiah Payton. And I'm curious, is like, is Peyton going to beat him out, or is this just being highly competitive and they're just surprised because Peyton, is a freshman? So he's all right. Is it chance that Diaz target any O-line in the portal? Oh, definitely. Terry, he was asked about it, and he made it like low-key. He was like, yeah, if there's availability, he's definitely going to look at it. He's like, look, I know after spring practice there's going to be even more targets, and which means he's having a very high standard. He's looking for better guys than are out there as it is, and I definitely think he's going to bring in at least 1 to 2 guys. Because at this point, with experienced guys, we don't have 2 guys really with experience, and maybe Scafey could throw in a 3rd guy, but Brown is not doing well. We're not sure. We need at least 2 more offensive linemen that are starters. Definitely. What about the other transfers? When do they come in? Okay, so the other transfers, they come in after summer. They'll come in for the fall. So I don't know if it's in the summertime, but how do you think Ford will be used in rotation based on progress? It depends. So him being a defensive tackle, I'm curious to see if he's going to beat out Pat Bethel, because I think Silvera is a given that he starts instead of Willis at defensive tackle, but I'm curious. It's going to depend on how good Chikosi Nurika is, because he had a great year in UCLA his freshman year, but don't forget his sophomore year, it was not good, and it wasn't his fault. They switched from a 4-3 to a 3-4, which is not his style, and he was not productive at all. So I'm curious to see, is he going to be able to get that productivity that he had a freshman year, or if not, will it be Ford that's in there for him? So it just depends. I think he'll be beast though. I think Ford being experienced in the coming couple of years, I'm very excited to see how he is. I think Finley's gonna have a breakout year. Really, David? Wow, that's a surprising comment. I don't hear of many Finley fans. Not enough, at least. Does Nicolas Perry's focus look better this year? Any rumors on him and his focus? So I guess you're referring to the off the field stuff. What I've heard is, look, he's apologized and he's learned from those mistakes, and he hasn't done any more. I haven't heard him like shutting down his social media or being more vocal or something like that. He hasn't changed in that way, but he hasn't done mistakes, and I don't think he'll do that again. So, Joseph, you're a Finley fan. Okay, all right. So, I'm curious to see. Coach need to do some serious work on the O-line. Demetrius, you're right. So, it's been mentioned, and I think I want to give credits to Miami Hurricanes Talk. He talked about this, and also Barry Jackson in his Miami Herald post. There's a UM official was talking about it. And he said, look, I saw the spring scrimmage for Saturday. Media was shut down for Saturday. We couldn't see anything. We couldn't get in. They just interviewed Manny Diaz, and that was it. It was closed off because of a coaching thing that they had going on there, clinical. But he said the O-line needs work. It is not playing on an elite level, is how he said it. It cannot face elite teams. There needs to be work done. He's high on Corey Gaynor and Navon Donaldson. He liked those guys, but he said the other guys are just being pushed around left and right. So that's what's going on there. Yeah, trying to break away from the Miami D-line linebackers. Niceville boys. What's up, Tyler Dean? I haven't seen you in the chat, brother. How you doing, brother? I will say also, keep in mind the D-line, like Ford and all of them, they may look good right now, but this is against Team 2 guys sometimes, or Team 3. Team 1, starters are not named yet. So they will be eventually, but not in spring practice. So this isn't the best matchups they can get yet. So they might look better than in reality they are. Keep that in mind. I believe Frierson will be a breakout player on D, and Mark Pope, and Karen Pierre will keep JT4 healthy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying there, man. I'm with you, Devin. I'm curious to see. All of this pivots a lot on the offensive line. Like, we have studs and running back. If you get them a little hole, wide receivers, tight ends, everyone. But our line has got to step up. If our O-line is very solid, I really hope Williams is the guy, because I think he's going to beat them out with his accuracy. But if it's not so, I think you're going to have to look for somebody with legs. Now, some people disagree with that, Some people say, no, best man wins. Doesn't matter if how the O-line's doing. But that's my thought. Nigel Bethel should be a kick returner. Yeah, I keep hearing about that, He's got some interesting athleticism and speed to him, David. But at the same time, you got other guys you can keep an account for that are really there out competing. I'm curious to see where that goes up. I'm interested to see if any of the new guys that we picked up this year might be rotating into that position. I'm curious. Man, I feel like we can rattle this full Felipe hot dog. Dennis, I feel the same. Man, I saw an interview with him talking. They had to their spring practice week 1, which I haven't looked into as much as I should, but it didn't seem scary to me. I was not, impressed. I was not like, oh my gosh, Felipe Franks is going to torch us up. They didn't do very efficiently or well on the offensive side. They're focusing on passing the ball a lot more is what I heard, so we'll see. Amari Carter's too stiff for you. To me, he's not loud enough, Tyler. I don't think he's vocal enough for that position, and I think he knows that. And he may have addressed it recently, but I've noticed that he's got to be a little bit out there and communicating a little bit better. But I think he can make plays. He just got to be consistent. Miami should come play UGA so we can whoop y'all. All right, Chevy, let me tell you. I went to a Georgia game last year. I went to Georgia versus, was it Auburn? Y'all, I mean, we beat them solidly, but there was nothing scary impressive there. I mean, it was just a stale offensive scheme and all that, which is being changed by our previous offensive coordinator. I would love to see a Georgia Miami matchup. I really would. I would be very interested to see that. I'd totally be for that. Show what's up. We don't really need a solid O-line. I believe our offensive scheme will help the guys out. That's true, Robin. That's something to keep in mind, which he's using 2 tight end sets. He's using motions, play action passes. It's going to help them and not be as difficult. But game 1 against the Gators, that's the best D-line they're going to see all year. They better be ready. And that's the worry there. Mike says Silva and Hill will be our best D-linemen. It would seem so. It would seem so. They have a lot of hype around them. So, how is Gervin Hall and Amari Carter looking thus far? They're looking solid. I haven't heard much on Carter, actually. But I have heard some on Hall. He's had some good days, and he's had some days where he was beat out by KJ Osborne, I think it was. Maybe not. Thanks for KJ. Chevy, you have Butterfingers, man. Y'all can have Butterfingers all y'all want. But look, I wish him all the best. He can do well in a package set for the red zone. It's going to be interesting. So how was today for practice? Weekend better? Brian, we didn't have practice today. Today's Monday. Tuesdays when they have practice. They did have practice Saturday, but no news from that because media was not able to go there. Everyone, don't forget to hit that like button. Kieran, I appreciate that. Yeah, hit the like button. We have 47 people watching, only 11 likes. It really helps me out. Smash the like button. It's just a thumbs up. That's all you got to do. It really helps me out. It shows this video on other people's feeds that want to join in. More people to talk, so it'd be great. Us forcing turnovers, converting them to touchdowns will win us the game 24, similar to 2013. Yes, Chris, that's what I've been saying, and I'll continue saying. I think that at the end of the day, whoever wins is going to be a defense that caused more havoc and more disruption and had more turnovers returned for scores. That's what I really think is going to happen there. O-line can make or break if you play quarterback, running back, and the fullback. Yeah, it's important. David, he's not high on KJ, I guess. I will tell you, man, if y'all had, what's his name, Field still, I'd be very excited and curious to see. Nothing against Fromm, but Georgia's got some interesting stuff going on there. I'm curious to see how high they go. Y'all just whoop Gators' butt after we do, and we'll be good there. Practice, yeah, thank you for answering that. I don't think Christian Williams has a chance to come in and start. Devin, I do. However, it's hard to see him beat out Al Blades and Bandy at cornerback. I'm curious to see if they might play him in a striker position or somewhere else. But Blades has been very, very highly touted and talked about much, and I don't see Bandy getting out there. Now, he will be in rotation potentially. First time on, catching you. I like it so far. Enjoy the format. Carlos, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, we try to keep it high, energetic, exciting. Any fans of any place are excited here. No more still offense, Terry. Yes. FTO Rail, man. All about the U. Yes, man. Throw it up your U's. Always got to. Typical, as they say, UGA Auburn game boring. It was boring. I mean, I got to tell you, Butterfingers gets benched in Georgia. Fields can't throw. Hopefully he'll learn on Ohio. Chevy, look, on the Georgia discussion, yeah, so that's why I'm saying, like, Cater, you might be disappointed in him. Maybe not. I wish him the best. I wish he improves. He did well for Miami. He could have done a bit better, but we'll see. But, all right, you heard that Jaron is supposed to start the season opener. Here's what I think is going to happen on the quarterbacks. Do you think Banning trails the number one receivers week in and week out? I don't. I like Bandy. I don't think he trails them. How many more offensive line do you think we need to take in the portal after spring? I like 2. I like 2 transfer portal guys from the O-line, and one of those guys possibly picking up, but I don't know if we'll do that. We'll probably get just one guy. Is the secondary coming into the season just like OT secondary did? They the best in the country. Stay tuned. Yeah, I'm really hot on the secondary. Everyone's concerned, but I'm not. And you talk about Pat Jordan, DeAndre Wilder. Wilder's out for spring. His neck is injured. I've even heard rumors that it may be a little bit of a more longer-term situation there. I'm not sure on that. I'm not going to put fire into that. Pat, they've been okay. Pat Bethel's done all right. Joyner, I have not heard much on. But here's the thing. Is they much better and put better in position one. Brian, to answer your quarterback comment there, we're going to have 3 scrimmages, right? and they're only a couple weeks separated. Like from scrimmage 1 to scrimmage 3, it's technically 2 weeks, right? And so only 2 weekends. So I'm thinking they're gonna get all these quarterbacks one scrimmage for them and see which quarterback had the offense humming the best. Now I know you're at a little bit of disadvantage if you're in scrimmage 1. But I think it's going to be obvious at least, or potentially they'll mix it up. But I like that scenario. I would really like them to give them the offense, let them sort it out, push on, and see what they can do. I'm curious to see. Will Romeo have a big year at striker? I like him at being at striker. I don't know. I like Frierson at striker to answer that question. Frierson is the guy I'm more high on. Nick, what is up, man? I'd love to have you join us. When we get over the bowl game blues, dropping bowl games. Oh, man, I hope. What happens if you got to notice, take the big picture for that question. That's many years and many seasons going on. We always drop down at the end of the season. Like, we get up, we may have a loss, one loss, maybe 2 in the season, and then we get on a vibe. We get like 6 wins in a row, and then boom, we just lose, like drop last, and then entering bowl season. And Miami needs to retain the momentum or regain it after a tough loss if it happens. And it's possible more under Diaz, I think. Diaz got this energy and this high regard for Miami and what we should expect and the standard. And I think he'll push on these guys when they do lose and put in their minds that you want to experience that loss again? No, you don't. Better work your butts off and make sure we're ready for come bowl season. So we got to get it together, man. I'm with you, though. About pass breakup from play from Bethel. I'm curious to see. I like Bethel. Bethel, I thought was going to be started, but he's getting some good competition at defensive tackle. So we'll see. Jordan is backing up Garvin right now. Yeah, he's probably not going to beat out Garvin, I don't think. How could you say you like Frierson at striker, and have you seen him play at striker? Okay, I haven't, but what I've heard from the staff and how he's been playing, it might better suit him. But I am just kind of like just stating that. It's really just a personal opinion there, CB, for sure. I don't have any factual film on this. The defense is going to look different, and it may not be that Frierson wins out. It may be someone else at the striker position. But I'm very interested to see because they said, hey, we kind of like him, what he's doing there. We'll see. Another player with a neck injury. What is the training issue, you think? I don't. I just think it's the sports, what's going on. I don't think there's something going on with the training. How many more scholarships do we have left to hand out? Sigmund, that's technically not... I don't think it's open information as far as I know. You really have to hunt down and calculate it. So I don't know the answer to that one. I could check the Matrix. There's like a State of the U does a really good one and keeps it updated, but I don't think it's lately updated. They have a couple of guys gone out there, so I'm not sure. Finley is the man at striker. Okay, so who has a neck injury? We're talking about the linebacker Wilder. He's got the neck injury. That's what's going on there. New strength and condition coach will help that specifically lifting heavy all year round. Yeah, that's a good point. I think there'll be any word on Jordan Miller's progression. Kid is 340. Devin, there is. The media hasn't said like, oh my gosh, he had to make a play for us to be impressed. They just looked at this guy and they're like, he is transformed. Holy crap, this guy's different. This strength and conditioning coach is putting these guys to work. So that's the news there. He's made some plays, I believe, but nothing huge out of spring practice. It's early on, but that's what I have heard. His skill set is built for striker position. Yeah, I follow you there. Has Rousseau returned from injury? Yes, he has. And Diaz says it doesn't look like there's any drop-off. He is being just as savage, just as brutal. He's got really long arms, and Diaz is really high on him. He has returned from injury, and it doesn't look like he was injured at all. He's going to make some news. He's an underdog there. A very good... I'm telling y'all, guys, this defensive line, it is so difficult. It's pick your poison, choose your lethal weapon. Who do you want? There's so many, and they're all doing very well. Keep in mind, our not so great offensive line is possibly making them look even better, but at the same time, you can tell the work that they're putting in, the strength that they're in, the shape is. So we'll see. Romeo has a striker position locked down for this year. He's fifth-year senior. I agree with you. But I'm curious to see Frierson because I need to check up on Frierson what year he is. But I don't expect Frierson to start there. But I'm very curious to see how he gets up there. What's on the Darth Vader Cup? Or what's up with it? I mean, just the Darth Vader Cup, man. Nothing going on there. Yeah, I noticed I drink a lot during the talk because my throat gets raspy. So I was like, you know what? Why don't I get a gimmicky cup? So Darth Vader, man. Maybe Darth Vader 1219 would join us and he would appreciate that. The O-line is very bad now. It needs work. It needs work. You're right. Do you think defense will be faster this year than last year? On the line, I don't think so. I think Willis's disruptive ability, whether he was making the play or not, I don't think it'll be better than that. Like, it's hard to ask for more on the D line. I think it would be just as good. I really do. I think the speed difference will be really seen in the secondary. I want the linebackers to get better vision. I'm high. I mean, I love Pickney. I love Shaq. What's not to love? They've started like every single game since they came in as freshmen. But there's moments where they're shooting the wrong gaps or doing some issues and mistakes. So expect that to improve coming into their senior season. And then our cornerbacks and our safeties. We've lost guys, Jaquan Johnson and such, but I don't think we've lost an ability in athleticism. And there might be an improvement there depending on how they get coached up and how they fill in those positions. With the transfers in Bubba Bolden, you can see some huge plays possibly going on in the back. Baney's getting more experience. Al Blaze is doing very well. So that might happen. Do you think so? Peach lemonade. Shoot, I don't know. It's like some kind of peach lemonade. That's what it is for the Georgia people, How many games do you predict us to win? Good question. Maybe D-line can play both ways. Oh my gosh, they've been talking about one guy, defensive line. I think it was. Maybe we switch him to O-line, but he's just not suited for that. I can't remember who it was, and I don't think he would start. It was a kind of a fan talk. Really, I saw that. Bryson is just a redshirt freshman. He is, but not to discount him. It may not be this year for him, and I think the reason they put him at striker, it's just he has some speed and ability that really fits him there. So we'll see how we go there. Greg, how you doing, brother? Glad to have you join us. When I mentioned Bethel before early on that pass where I was talking about Nigel Bethel. Oh, okay. I was like, that Bethel. I heard of Nigel Bethel. Yeah. Which practice was this up? I don't recall reading up on this, Robin. So I'm not gonna talk about it like I know what you're saying. I'm curious. I haven't heard much on Bethel. If this happened on practice, I need to do my homework better. Since D-line is bad, our offense will probably be based around getting the ball on. Quick run game will be doo-doo. It will. You have to get guys in space for sure. Expect screens and stuff like that. It's going to look different, but I think it's going to help out with Enos's mind. So that's what I think. Passion was good in the bowl game. He was solid, and there's a lot of talk on him and him doing well. I think he'll get at least in the rotation, this being his last year, so watch out for him. I don't think Kennedy did kid working out on the O-line. He's not. He's not working out. A lot of quicks. Yeah, we need a fast running back. We have fast running backs fresh. We really do. I'm really like what we have at the running back position. If it's not in Cam and if it's not in Dallas, heck, there's still Lingard. Now, he still has his knee injury. He's still recuperating from, but we'll see what's going on. You call 4th and 11, Georgia Peach, go Canes. Oh, gosh, man. Oh, man. I remember that. I was concerned. Played for Princeton. I got you. OG Club came in. Glad to have you join us. We'll be fine on defense. 2017 was good. Then question 2018, and we were better. 2019 would be even better. OG Club came. That is what I was thinking of. I think it was I don't remember. Saturday I was looking into it, and I was like, man, what was I doing? I was playing NCAA, and I had an older roster, and I was like, man, this D-line was ferocious. We had, all these players in Norton, McIntosh, just a whole bunch of guys, and I was like, and then we lost them. We were like, crap, this is going to be awful. And the D-line was even better, at least productivity. Stat-wise was even more impressive, and I feel like this year it's more of the same. It really, as long as the play calling duties are managed just as well, because Diaz is the only thing that's changed. He's going to head coach instead of defensive coach, and he may even do some of the play calls on defense. But I think Baker's mind is very set on with defense, just like Diaz's is, and Diaz is just gonna remain in his role as head coach. So we'll see. It's gonna be fine. Kennedy's sloppy, yeah. Kennedy is. He's learning that FCS competition is not Miami style. That's what definitely is being heard. But don't throw him off. He's got some time, okay? He's got some months to get in. We'll see. I'm ready for Linebacker to return. Devin, I am too, man. I'm really excited. Kennedy's Peter Griffin. Oh, my gosh. Guys. Oh, y'all hating on him. Look, Kennedy might improve. Kennedy has time. He's got to work on his strength. He's got to work on his, footwork and hands and such. Butch Berry, NFL coach from Tampa Bay. He might straighten up. So watch out, guys. Just how's the Brevin injury? Is he okay? Good question. I will address that. I've said it before, but Brevin's day to day. He's fine though. It's just his knee. It's nothing serious. So he's okay. He's gonna be returning. He's not gonna drop off too much. It's on the Miami Hurricanes highlight video that was posted on Saturday by the team. Yes, it is. I expect Fresh to be used ASAP. McLeod's injuries lingers. Okay, so it's a highlight video posted on Saturday by the team. Okay, I'm going to check on that one. I will. It was a pass breakup on Hightower. You know, what is going on with Hightower? Like, I keep hearing up and down on him that he's not being solid, but I don't know what's up with Hightower. It's just seemingly it's not his year this year or something. But I'll definitely look up on that one and check that out and see what's up with Pat Bethel. We need tight end from the portal. I don't think so. I don't think we need a tight end from the portal. We're good. Any tight end? I don't think we need a tight end at all, man. We got Brevin Jordan, Will Mowry, and we got Brian Paulini, Michael Irvin. Irvin's been doing very well. By the way, guys, I'm gonna mention that Irvin has been very highly praised by Diaz in the interview Saturday. He said he's putting in solid work. He's carrying himself differently than he did before. And I hear some stuff up and down in practice. He's catching passes, getting touchdowns, and an excellent blocker. He's one of the best blockers in our tight ends. I don't think we need a tight end at all. We have so many. We got injured like crazy last year, but we're solid there. We even have a walk-on that's coming in too. I don't think we need a tight end at all. Love this live chat, rapid fire. Keep up the good work. Jermaine, I agree, man. Y'all are killing it today. Y'all are going up and giving me great comments. I'm trying to address them all, so I appreciate it. I'm looking at them, and I have them over here. So for everyone you want to see, join in the conversation because, heck, we have 52 concurrent viewers, but I know usually about 10 to 15 people chat. Throw up your thoughts. I want to hear them. Definitely. Is there a possibility that Burns gets lost in the running back room? It is. It really is. He hasn't been able to return from his injury, and it's very much possible. We need to recruit better wide receivers. Hightower not playing well. Okay, Jason, news on our punter. He's not in yet. Okay, he's not in. He's coming in after the summer, is what I heard. So that's what's up there. Austin is not on campus. Correct me if I'm wrong though, but last I heard, he's not on campus. He's coming in later after summer. But I think our wide receiver group is fresh, is one of the best. I'm not too worried about it because, like I said, Jeff Thomas, Harley, Osborne, Pope. Okay, yeah, sure. Let's throw out Hightower, him not doing well. You know, we still have Peyton, and there's even more. You got Njoku still, the tallest wide receiver that we have. I know I'm forgetting others. There's just so many, and they're all very, very well. They're very talented. In fact, let me pull up the Matrix portal because I feel like I'm forgetting one more wide receiver, and I'd feel terrible if it's one of the guys that I was like, man, I thought he'd do something big. Will Harley be a starter? I do think he will be. I think he's played very solidly, and I think Harley will be a starter along with Thomas and Osborne. But I don't know if they'll all be on the field at the same time. You can rotate them in, but I'm really liking what, and everyone's saying he's solid. They're saying he's being solid year after year. Okay, Pope definitely still there. Let's see, wide receiver set. Marshall Few got a scholarship, but he's a walk-on that's gotten there. I don't think he's gonna be a huge guy. D. Wiggins, that's who I forgot. D. Wiggins. I don't expect him to be doing bad at all. I think he's going to continue to play just as well, and he will improve. Wiggins, that's the guy that's free. I knew there was one more guy. He didn't play much of any really, but hey, he had an okay year. Let me pull up his stats. About seven receptions. Yeah, he played mostly. Which games did he play in? Will they highlight that for me? But he had 7 receptions. 73 yards. So Wiggins is the other guy. Yeah, I'm really excited about him. We're fine. We have plenty. Is all the transfers there yet? D. Howard, no. All the transfers are not there yet. How's Thomas doing? Thomas is destroying people. He's still impressing guys with his speed. He's ripping and shredding our defensive secondary apart. Him played more than other freshmen. He did. I think Ezzard was it that left, honestly, because Wiggins was kind of playing in, doing very well. I don't know if Ezzard got more reps than him, actually. I'm going to check. I'm curious on the stats. But he didn't do much. If Tate has 2 good practices and Williams 3, why so many people think Williams is so much in advance at quarterback 1 spot? Frederick, it's the hype, it's the talk, and it's just us being a little biased, and it's just the news. You're right, though. It's a very. I'm glad you brought that point up. I want to emphasize that for sure during this talk tonight. The quarterback battle is tight as it has been. It is very close. Just because you hear so much on one guy or the other, there's a whole bunch of stuff that we don't see that is closed off to the public so far. Okay, it is not clear and cut. And Diaz said, I'm going to name my starter at quarterback the day it's obvious. The day it's obvious this guy has the lead rate, that's the day I'm naming him. Has he named one yet? No. And it's close. It is definitely close. Do I see Williams being the man? I do. I definitely do. And I definitely like him, man. My Georgia homeboy. I like Williams for sure. What do you think they can do to improve the O-line? Well, I'm not an offensive lineman, neither an offensive lineman coach. So whatever I say on this is really just me just thinking in my personal opinion. It's not very educated, I would say. But I think they just got to continue doing what they're doing. I think the strength and conditioning coach was what needed to be addressed. You can tell these guys were not where they should have been, and they got the help that they need. I think time. I honestly think time is the biggest factor. They have all the spring. They have all the summer to work on their bodies, to get stronger, to get better, to work on their schemes. I think the second thing is Butch Berry. They're going to have to be very coachable. They're going to have to listen. They're going to have to communicate better and understand what Butch Berry's giving them and teaching them. And the last one is practice. They're going to keep going this most ferocious defensive line, arguably in the whole country. So they're going to look bad. The defense is going to make them look bad, just like our defense has made many good offensive lines look bad. So they're going to get their work in. They need time. They need to keep working, and they need to communicate and be very coachable. And once they get all those things and keep going, it will improve, okay? It will not be worse than last year. I do not think it'll be worse than last year. But is it going to be enough is the big question. We'll see. Is there enough time? Will they improve enough? We'll see. It's got to, we'll see. Greg Bush, your money's on Williams. Okay, has been, always will be. He'll be the starter. I bet on him before Martell came over. If Martell wins the job, I think it's highly possible that Jaron dips. Okay, Chris, I'll address it, man. I'll address it. It's a little sad. You're right, though. Whoever wins, be it Tate, Perry, or Williams, one guy's going to transfer out. However, we got Peyton Matocha coming in, and we got several other guys that we're pushing for at the quarterback position for the next class. So we'll be fine. We'll be okay, and we have depth, so I'm really excited about that. Just let you know, your videos are great and love your rope chain. I appreciate that, Kim. I really appreciate that. Thanks. I don't think Jaron will dip. I think Jaron is putting his 100% effort. He said all that he's been doing in his life, he feels like it's for this moment. So we're going to get the best out of Jaron. So that's what I think is going on. Number one stat to watch this scene is how many tackles the punter gets. Slim Shady Games with a $12.19 reservation. I see that, 1219. Hey, I appreciate that so much. Did y'all see the tackle that was done by a previous Miami punter? That was back in... that was for the Falcons in the NFL. But yes, Austin Headley, I'm going to pull him up. Oh, man, I cannot wait for him to come and show what he can do. I'm excited to see him pushing guys over. I really am. For those who do not know what he looks like, I'm going to pull him up. I have so much fun. Like, at work, I'll be telling people, like, did y'all see our new punter? And these guys are like, who cares about a punter, dude? Who talks about punters? And I'll pull his picture up, and people are like, oh, he's how old? Here we go. We got one picture over here. Boom, check this out. This man right here. This man is a beast. I mean, how is he? Every time I pull up his picture, there's two things that are always said. First off, wow, punter? Really? How big is he? And the second thing they say is, how stinking old is this guy? He looks like he's 40, and you're right, but he's like, I want to say he's 24 or something like that. He's not that old. I may be wrong on that one, but he's not that old. He's 6'4", 215 pounds, though. Giant beast. 24-year-old guy. He looks like he's older than Tom Brady, they say, which is hilarious. But yeah, man, I'm excited to see all that. Who do you see stepping in, taking over from McLeod at linebacker position? Oh, man, I did a video recently on the linebackers, but over for McLeod, I don't know who would be the number one guy. It's a tough question. Two people are saying, y'all are saying 26. Okay. David Gregg, y'all are usually accurate, but I'm curious, is this guy wrong? He's saying, how is this man 24 years old? Is he 24 or 26? Because that's what this article says, and that's what I usually refer to. So I'm gonna check on it though. Austin Headley, how old is he? Is there like a, or not Austin, Lewis Headley? What is his age? I'm very curious actually, because it would make more sense if he's 26. It really would. Let's see. Looking for his age. Looking for his age. Here we go. We get some. I got something interesting for y'all. Here we go. Check this out, y'all. All right, here we got some highlights of Austin Hedley since y'all talking up on him. Oh, man. If Jaron doesn't win the starting job but finishes second on depth, he'll stay here. I agree with you, Greg. I think as long as he's in second, it looks like he's 4 years old. He does. Punter swag. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Here we go. Austin Hedley. Bosch, the punter for the Falcons, is who you're referring to. Yeah, man. Matt Bosher, oh, gosh. He just shorted a guy. Which, funny story, the guy he tackled is on the Falcons team now. I do keep in mind. So, everyone's saying 26. Okay, then that article had it wrong. Yeah, 26. That makes more sense. Y'all be writing Martell and he's a Kane now, but he's not a true Kane. Kim, you're right. You know, there's definitely there. But he has a jerk mentality. Let's be jerks that people catch on to. He's definitely not a Miami guy. He's not a Miami guy. But we'll see. We'll see. Our punter could play D-line. Holy heck, he just might. He just stinking might, man. All right, sweet. I got a caller in. I'm going to take calls. Phone line is open. What is going on? What is going on? Who do I have on the phone line here?
Hi. Hey, Anton. This is Anthony.
Oh, what's up, brother? How you doing, brother?
Yeah, honestly, this Lewis Headley thing, people have to realize the guy played rugby before he started playing football, so that's why he's so big.
Yeah.
He played a flanker position in rugby, which is basically like a receiver in football, or running back in football, basically. So that's why he's so huge. And they actually interviewed him. Honestly, I can't remember where I saw this interview, but they interviewed him, and he says he's actually pretty happy that he switched over to football, like American football, because rugby is a little bit more dangerous because you're not wearing helmets and stuff like that, and these people don't tend to have a long lifespan.
Right. Definitely there, for sure, true. Kim, if you want to call in, there's a number. I usually give everyone about 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, so call in, I'll hear your ring, and I'll keep you in the line, and I'll get you next. So there's the number I threw down in the chat. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I'm excited to see him, though. Like, I love to see a punter that's scary, and we needed to improve that. Our field position last season was awful. It was awful. There's no money in rugby either. Slim Shady Canes, you're right. They're not comparatively speaking to the NFL at all, for sure. So we'll see.
Yeah, the quarterback I'm kind of excited for, the two people, but I don't think we have a chance at DJ Ugalele, the guy from Don Bosco in California.
Yeah.
He's more of a Clemson person. But I honestly, the guy we have a chance to, honestly, is Harrison Bailey, the guy from Marietta.
Oh, yeah. Marietta, Georgia, Harrison Bailey. He's a Tennessee commit. I'm curious to see if we pull him out. But him being kind of committed to them, I'm interested to see how many resources we use to push after him. Because he's 5-star, I think. So he's a guy you definitely want to push for.
The guy you're thinking of that's 5-star is DJ Ugalele.
So he's still 4 stars, Harrison Bailey? I'm not sure. Like, I checked, some sources go up and down.
No, from ESPN specifically. I look at ESPN because they're a little bit more accurate and stuff like that. I don't trust. And they say he's more of a 4.5 star, which is
he's a pro style quarterback, which is different, definitely. David, I like quarterbacks from the Northeast. David, where are you from? Are you from the Northeast? What is up with you and all these interesting pickups at quarterback? He likes Proctor, which he's where is he originally from? Proctor is an Arkansas guy back from there, but I don't think he was from Arkansas, was he? I think he was.
But the guy that we're recruiting from California is the guy from Mater Dei. I forgot his name now.
We are going after a guy that's really up. He's in New Hampshire, I think.
We're going after someone in Mater Dei in Santa Monica.
Yeah, really high up there.
But
D. Howard says, man, honestly, Anthony calling every Kane show. He's 100% the U. Yeah, he is, man. Definitely. Yeah. Whoever's calling in,
honestly,
I'll pick you up in a sec.
My guy is the guy I'm rolling with is Kosi. Honestly, I see Jaron as more of a backup, to be honest. I don't see him as a starter. He looks like more of a backup. I'm not saying he's better, way better than who is
Tate?
it? Better than the guy who just left us, Malik.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but he honestly, when I look at him, I don't see him as a future starter at any like. He's not a star. Kosi has that like ice in his veins type of thing where he doesn't care if he throws an interception. He goes back and he might throw a touchdown.
You know, I follow what you're saying there, but Williams, I think he's got really good consistency, and he came from a really solid play of Georgia, David, which I love Georgia quarterbacks. Look at all the top quarterbacks. Lawrence, Deshaun, Fromm, Fields. Williams is one of those guys. I really think he's a really solid quarterback. I still really like him. I know he's kind of quieter, but if he puts in the work and the ethic is there, and he just keeps doing it and he's consistent, he might win out. You know, I think he's.
So you don't agree with me? He doesn't look like a. I don't see him as a starter.
I can totally see Williams being the starter. And last year when Rozier was named starter, people were like, "Yeah, go you." You know, glad that you won it. I was not high on him. I was like, he's not a Miami starter. He's not that guy. Williams, I feel that way. I do feel that way. Perry, if he gets pulled to start, my honest reaction would be like, hey, if he won out, he must have improved. I'm glad. You know, I hope he's consistent. He has the ability, but you know, Perry's kind of like. The team gets into a vibe for sure with him. They know him. He's recognizable, but he's got to improve. He's got to be consistent. So far, what I'm hearing from Spring is he's got really great days and really bad days. So we'll see. Hey, yeah, I want to take another call, man. I appreciate you calling in.
Okay, bye. 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 Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. What is up? What do I have on the phone line here?
Hey, what's up, buddy? This is Kim Everett from Virginia Beach, Virginia, baby boy.
Hey, Kim. Glad to have you on here. I believe this is your first time calling in. What you want to talk about?
Nah, man, there ain't so much to talk about with them Canes, man. I'm excited. I love your rope, man. Your rope just turns this show out. And then you're so consistent. You get the most information you can get besides some of these other people get a lot of phony stuff.
I appreciate that, man.
To get on Williams is one thing Mark Richt did. He always said, Williams, he might don't know where to throw the ball, but he was consistent in where he threw it.
Yeah.
I'm with you on this. Now, everybody riding the Tate, I ain't got nothing against Tate. None at all. If he win, that's fine. Perry is between the ears, I think, with him, but Williams has dedicated himself. And I think what happened last year, to make a long story short, when Jerry played against Savannah State, and I remember when your boy came out there and talked, Rick said, somebody asked him about, you can play your freshman up to 4 games, and Rick sort of kind of like, yeah, I'm going to make sure we get more reps for him. When the season keep going and going and going, and then you see Cameron Davis come in late in the season, and he running all over the place, it kind of does something to a child.
Yeah.
But this year, he has changed his attitude. And he won't bad to me last year, but I don't think Rick wanted controversy with all 3 quarterbacks, so Rick was like, hell, he going to sit. Because he probably is one of the better quarterbacks on the team. So I think he went out just like you, Georgia, all day long. I'm going to keep in touch with you. Godspeed. You'll hear from me again, my brother.
Hey, I appreciate you calling in, man. Great thoughts, man.
All right. Take care.
You too. Yeah, I'm with Kim, and I want to definitely amplify his thoughts on how he mentioned Rick last spring practice. Every time we heard anything on the quarterbacks last year, Rick was like, yeah, Rozier this, Perry that. How about Williams? Well, he's throwing dimes. I don't know how he does it. He's throwing dimes. But he doesn't know the playbook. And he didn't really give him a chance. He's like, I only have a chance to just, check out these 2 top guys. I don't have place to put on the 3rd guy. So, we'll see. Need better linebacker play stopping the run. A big concern. Wow. I'm very glad that was brought up. I was curious if I was the only one. I keep saying that. Like, much respect to Shaq and Pickney. They do solid stuff. But there are times they're attacking the wrong gaps. They're not knowing what they're doing. And against the run, that's an excellent point. They're not. It's not that they look bad, Brand. It's not that they're bad. They can improve. They need to improve there. I think that's something if they were going to the draft right now, NFL scouts would pick up on and be like, look at this. There are parts and moments when it's like, how did this guy bust out for 11 yards and our freaking secondary had to be coming after him? How did Shaq or Pickney miss him, or McLeod? There are moments. It's not like it's a complete disaster. But it needs to be improved. The reason need to be improved for sure, definitely. And I really appreciate you guys. If you smash that like button, it really helps me out. We have like 70 people. Like, this is awesome. And we're going to try to do it this time more and more. I guess it works, but only 25 likes. So smash that like button. It really helps me out. I really appreciate it. He's throwing dimes to no one in his face, hoping he can keep that same energy against the rush. Very well mentioned, Chris. Definitely. He is doing it, and I said, I've said it before, and I'll keep saying it. Jaren's going to look like the best quarterback. He's going to keep looking like the best quarterback. He's the best passer, but that's with no adversity in his face. And to make a quarterback, make or break quarterbacks is when you have adversity. You kind of, this is different comparison, though, but quarterback going from high school, goodness, dog, what you excited about? From going from high school to college, sometimes there's a graveyard of them, and then from college to NFL, that they looked so great, but now they're not because the adversity, the competition, the level was even higher, different. And in the face of it, they weren't as good. So that's what separates great quarterbacks from great ones and from the legendary ones. Who is able to go in the face of adversity and just do very well? I believe all of our quarterbacks on the roster possess the abilities and the tools to do this, but they got to make it happen. Anton, did I play? I did. Not quarterback. I was a tiny little kid, so I played wide receiver. That was my favorite position because I was stinking fast. I mean, I was fast. I don't remember my 40-yard dash time. I didn't really have a very official one. Like, the time we were going to time us, it was like muddy, like crazy muddy. I mean, you couldn't even run. I didn't even have my cleats on when I ran it, but I was stinking fast. I loved the wide receiver position. But then they also threw me because I was not super experienced when I started. They threw me in the secondary, so I was a DB. So, are you bigger than Coop? I don't know. Coop and I might be about the same size. I'm definitely maybe bigger, like weight wise. I kind of need to get rid of some chub. Maybe. I'm not sure if he's taller than me or not. I'm curious. Bring with a $2 donation, dude. I appreciate it. Love the live chat. Keep this going, yes sir. Greatly appreciate it. I'm also interested to see your special teams under Patkey.
Bro.
Yeah.
Keep this going.
Yeah, I definitely am 5'8" and 40, 5'6".
Bro.
Okay,
Keep this
so
going.
if he's 5'6", I'm taller than him. I'm 5'7.5". I'm not really tall, but I'm sticking fast. I was one back when I played. Now, oh gosh, I need to get in condition, man. I need to get that summer bod going. But I did play high school football. Our safeties shouldn't be leading the team in tackles. Linebackers need to step up. Yeah, that's a good mention. Like, when you look at that and you're like, how is that happening? There is room for improvement at the linebacker position for sure. And I'm curious to see how that happens this year and if that gets coached up and improved. I expect there to be an improvement from their junior to senior year. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. In fact, think about this. They always played in practice against a very simple offense. Not always. They had their freshman year that was a little bit different, I guess you could say. But for the most part, they didn't ever see these motions, these different package types and play action passes that Enos is throwing at the linebackers in practice, the whole defense. So expect them to, if there is a year for them to make a biggest jump, I think it's this year, especially in the reading part of the element of and knowing when, if it's a run or a pass. So it's going to be better, We'll see. Is your father, if you have brothers, really into football? So, Dad, no, not at all. Dad is not a sports guy at all. In fact, I was the only kid I played. So my fascination with football, I'll do a personal story. Unless if someone in the chat wants to talk Hurricanes, I'm going to just talk about me and football since Dave was bringing up. We always played football. The seniors in high school would bring us over this field. And I was young in elementary school, and they're like, hey, let's play football. We'll teach y'all. I had no clue what was going on. I just ran. I played, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. And this is in Georgia, but I grew up around Miami. I heard Hurricanes. I heard also the Dolphins a bit, Dan Marino and all that. But I was fascinated with it. I was like, man, what is this Hurricanes thing? And they were doing really well back when I was a little kid growing up there. Early 2000s. So then when I became fascinated with the sports, started watching, I was like, I got to be a Hurricanes fan. Well, my 6th grade teacher was a diehard Hurricanes fan, so that like really solidified me. Nobody in my family knew what was going on, but they're like, dude, you're just like your grandfather. He loves sports, and I was like screaming my head off. It's since 6th grade. From then on, always been a Canes fan, just solid, always, every season, all the games. So and then I've been getting my brother into it. So and he draws up Miami stuff in school. He tells everybody, all the boys at Georgia ain't what's up. Miami's where it's at, and I love it. So we'll raise him up right. I gotta take him to some games and stuff. It's gonna be exciting to see a little kid grow up for sure. there. What do you guys want to talk about? Throw it in the chat. Any other questions or thoughts on the one that I wanted to bring out was it wasn't so much the O-line, but I'm curious to see what you guys think on the secondary, back all the way to the safeties. You know, who do you guys think are going to be the starters if you had to go in there? Is there much concern there? I like what I see from the safeties, and I think that'll improve. But they got to be very, very well against this, honestly, pretty lethal wide receiver group from Florida Gators. They really are. I like them. Man, I bet you was a cheerleader. Oh, man. I was no cheerleader at all, but I screamed my head off for sure, dude. I was going crazy. Football, when I played it with heart. That's all I could do, and that's all I did, man. Hey, I'm going to drop my number down below. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on the quarterback conversation or running backs room. How many of you guys think, I'm curious, since I have a whole bunch of people right now. Derek Smith, you're interested in? Devin, Derek Smith is interesting because he's not a natural position for him, but him being rotated into there and trying him out there, definitely very curious what's up with that, for sure. That's my number there, guys. If you want to call me in, I want to hear you guys' thoughts. My interesting thing was, okay, Bubba and Carter safeties and Bandy DJ Ivy. So you don't think Al Blades gets in there? Joseph, I really like Blades and what I'm hearing from practice now. Ivy got destroyed by Osborne in a one-on-one battle, which I love these one-on-one battles, but it doesn't mean anything. But Blades is really in the team. He's vocal. He's the best dancer. Not that like matters in football, but he's out there, and they're saying in the morning he's like screaming his head off, ready in the locker room and going and practicing and grinding. So interested to see. I like him, man. Bubba will solidify secondary. Jermaine, I hope so. I'm so excited to see him of all the transfers this year. I want to see our secondary knock people out. Just knock them out, get their breath out of the way, man. Completely. Mike S., what is up, man? Glad to have you join. Amari's going to tear it up. Bubba should be good somewhere mid-year since he won't be on campus till summer. Yeah, that's a thought. If he may not beat out and start for sure, but this could be better at safety. Really? You like him at safety? I'll take Williams or Tate, but obviously you know who I want. Yeah, we know, David. We know. So you wouldn't take Perry in that situation? He's got to win our trust back, I guess, David. Me and you on that one. But I think Perry, he's got to be consistent, man. He's got to be consistent. He has a very unique body and frame and arm that if it was on full display consistently, gosh, he could be a Heisman hopeful. Curious thought, guys. Curious thought. Do y'all think that Miami will produce at least a Heisman candidate? I won't say a winner, but a Heisman candidate this year. Now, Heisman, you got to think about it. Usually who wins it, it's a quarterback or running back. Just about it. It's very difficult, but, late start to the chat for me tonight. It's all good, Mike. Glad to have you join us at any time. Do y'all think that it's possible, even for a running back and Enos' offense system, to get up and hum so dang well that we get in a Heisman competition talk with anyone? Not with our O-line, Roger says. Yeah, that's my concern there. I don't know. Nope to the Heisman. No love for UM. Well, we'll see. Who are the starting cornerbacks as of today? Brayon is asking. They don't have on any position anywhere starting guys here. And Diaz did say, you have guys you probably figure they're going to be team one, but no one's a given, and everyone's going to win and prove their job, and that will be more in the fall time we'll have solid guys. But I think at cornerback, it's got to be Bandy in there. It's got to be in Blades, in my opinion. That's what it sounds like. Maybe I'm wrong on that one, but they're seemingly playing well. Williams is a high recruit that's coming in, though, that Bam was going after that may beat out guys. Jeff Thomas is talented enough to win the Heisman. Devin, you're right. I like that. That's definitely true. Who's coming in this summer? Okay, I need to get a list because guys keep asking me this question. So, Bolden, Chigosi, our punter Headley. Who else is there? Peyton Matocha, the quarterback. He's coming in then. Let's see who else in the summer that I'm forgetting about. Shoot. Okay. There's he's not going to be starting this year. Sitting out. Top number 1 recruit in 2017. Gosh, what is his name? The defensive end guy. Chat, help me out. He's coming in after the summer, I believe. He's got to finish classes. Hill is also. I love blitzes, but it's live by the sword, die by the sword. That's 4-3, man. That's 4-3. Coach Bannon and Coach Rum have done a great job since they've been here. C. Johnson, Red Wine, Bandy, etc. So we'll keep on the back end. Yeah, definitely. Who's the guy that was top 2017 recruit that's coming in? He's coming in after the summer. He's going to sit out for medical reasons, though. Yeah, Trayvon Hill is one of them, but not that guy. Shoot, I can't remember. It's killing me. Someone help me out in the chat. How did I not remember his name? The UCLA guy. Oh, my goodness. Phillips, thank you. Phillips, gosh. There we go. Phillips is the guy that's coming in after this summer. He's got to graduate and finish. Hill needs to graduate and finish. Chigozie, as well as Bolden. Most of them are doing all that deal with the just got to graduate. You got to finish classes, and then they'll transfer over after the summer. A couple of recruits too, fresh recruits, but man, my chat is exploding. Phillips. Yeah, I could not remember. I was just like, gosh, how can I remember this guy's name? Which is, man, and the future's looking bright, really, really bright. How good is Bubba? All right, let's since you ask, let me pull up you some highlight film of Bubba, and you tell me what you think of him. This is why I like him. They have to go at least 10-2 to hope to even have someone consider Heisman. They do. The wins do have to happen. I don't remember when there was a guy that sincerely had a chance when the team wasn't going. Like, even, who is it? Trace McSorley. He was like he had 1 year that was really good, but Penn State just didn't win those games that they needed to, which that's the big factor for Heisman. Like, Johnny Manziel, had he not beat Bama, I don't think he'd be there. I really don't. But here, let me pull up some highlights for Bo Bowman while we talk. Let me see if I can find the ones that I'm looking for. Are these it? I want to see if these are the correct ones. There we go. I think we got them. All right. 6'3", 185 pounds. About any info on O-line from the transfer portal. None new. None new info. Just the fact that Dees is open to doing that. And, in fact, let me make my camera a little smaller so I can see this. Because I know it's obstructing the view a little bit. Let's just pull that right here. Boom. No news yet. That's like boom, but it's definitely like we're in the market. Like, let's put it that way. We're in the market. What you'll see in these highlights, though, Trayvon Hill, we'll do some. I'm gonna try to see. Problem with the Trayvon Hill highlights, they're gonna be Virginia Tech, and ESPN is gonna freaking ban me if they see that all that copyrighted stuff. But this guy Bolden, you won't see in the beginning of the part of the tape. I think on this clip, just his giant serious hits. You'll see him just ball hawk. Like, he makes plays, and he's a ball hawk, just pulling down, getting turnovers left and right. He makes it happen. Is this the hit that I was looking for? I mean, look at that hit. Look at him destroying these guys. There's going to be a lot more. This guy, he's 180 pounds, but he hits like he's 250. I mean, good gosh. He's a very good tackler. I really like him. What type of impact do you think Trayvon Hill will make? He's a beast, but also seems like a loose cannon. Okay, loose cannon, if you're referring to as like why he was dismissed from Virginia Tech, I don't think he is. I don't think he's at all a loose cannon. If you look at that situation, it was kind of ridiculous why they pushed him off the team. He had one argument when they were losing to a FCS team. Like, he was just up on his team. And after that, they didn't even talk with him, and they were just like, oh, bye. I think he's going to make a huge impact. I think it gives us the edge on both sides, experience with Garvin and him, that we needed, that we lost. So I think he's going to be as big of an impact. Like, what happened 17 to 18 is going to happen from 18 to 19, I think, at defensive line in general. There's a guy on Facebook group trying to take my head off for saying Patcham won't start. Patcham could start for sure. I mean, it's not like, I don't think that statement's bold and crazy. Didn't have a Virginia Tech transfer, half of them. Can't blame the players. You're right. Find someone with a little more killer instinct and portal than Kennedy. Poor kid is Nesta's unit. Mike. Oh, man. He really is, though. Nesta's just really getting onto this guy for sure. I told you Kennedy is solid. Joseph, I do remember you were saying that before news came out. But don't be killing on Kennedy. It's not like it's over for him. It's just like, by this point, what is it, practice 7 coming up? He hasn't made news. I believe they have a good amount of practice left. This is a little over a third of practice time that they have finished. So, he's got time. This is spring practice. This isn't fall. So, we'll see. Keep in mind, like, Neston, he's been in Miami system for over a year. So, and he was a solid recruit coming out, whereas Kennedy was a guy from Butler, had a very efficient time there, but different kind of, experience coming into Miami football. Yo, guys, I really appreciate if you just call in and smash that like button if you're enjoying this. It really helps me out a ton. But yeah, here you go then. Who starts at defensive end there, bro? So, you know, do we all agree that Jonathan Garvin is a starter at defensive end? Is there anyone in the chat that says maybe not? I'm going to be very surprised. Is there anyone that means there's only one other defensive end spot that we're going to argue about who's getting in there? Is there anyone that thinks that, no, Garvin's not a starter defensive end? That don't mean he won't be fine. Yeah. Okay. It seems like everyone's on board 100% that he's definitely starting. Garvin and Hill. Okay, and Slim Shady, Garvin and Hill. I think Garvin's definitely a starter, and I've yet to hear of anyone saying otherwise and thinking otherwise. So you only have one defensive end spot, which a whole bunch of guys are bowing for. Hill could win it, but Patcham, he's been putting in work. He has been doing very, very solid. He just might. I don't think it wouldn't make me like roll over and be like, how the heck did that happen? This is bad. If he is starter, he proved it. He worked it out, and he made some impressive plays, and that means he's going to be better efficient. So we'll see. Patcham is getting overlooked. He is getting overlooked. He is. It's just he's been in the system for long, and he wasn't an explosive year one, but he's gone through quite some time changing, and he's saying, look, he's coming out vicious, and the staff is liking him. They're saying this year he's different. He's different. So he might. I'm with you there. I think he can. Brown, I'm with you. Kane and Desert, what's up, fam? Hey, Kane, man, I haven't seen you in a while, dude. How you doing, brother? Bubba's good. He will start. All right. Yeah, you like that Lakers all day, didn't you? Yeah. Phillips won't be eligible this year. No, he will not. So you got to keep that in mind. Phillips not eligible this year. So the question is between really Hill, because we're all high on him, but we'll see. Hey, bro, I'm out, but if you ever need some free time, hit me up. All right, I'll do that, man. I'll write down your number. I appreciate it. And by the way, guys, if y'all ever want to discuss with me anything when I'm not live or in the comments of my videos, two things you could do to that. Number one thing, it'll be awesome, super awesome, and you can do that after or right now on the live stream, is check out my Twitter, all right? Just go over on Twitter. Getting some heat. Now, I don't really advertise it enough. I have like 15 followers, but shout out Twitter. I retweet stuff that I see, and it'd be awesome if y'all send me stuff over there. You send them my DMs, everything. The other thing that I want to mention is, this number. This number y'all can use and text it, and I'll get your responses, and we can talk. I have like 2-3 people that text me sometimes, so that's totally cool. I love Miami ball, and I'll talk about it anytime. I'll take your questions and your input. I will say, though, if you guys check out my Patreon link, I will definitely, in fact, you'll probably be in the video. There's a link for it. I'll give you creds and all that. There's different tiers and such, but I prioritize Patreon donators for sure and their thoughts for sure. But that I greatly appreciate you checking out there. I'll take everyone's inputs, but this one, I mean, there's benefits where I guarantee you basically a call in and your thoughts for sure. I think Rousseau can be good. Oh man, if Rick's been saying what he's been saying and continued, here, I'll give you the link for it's just Hurricanes Time. That's my Twitter handle, Hurricanes Time. So there's a link to it. But yeah, check it out. Smash it up. Follow me on Twitter there. Give me your thoughts. You know, you always can throw it up, and I try to retweet stuff that's Hurricane stuff on that one for sure. Keep it all up to date. But Rousseau, man, I was worried. I was like, man, he got injured. Is he gonna be gonna have the case of an injury bug and never come back from it, or will he come back eventually from it? And Diaz is, basically removed my doubt of that, saying look, he doesn't look like he was ever injured in the first place. He's playing very, very well, and he's a freak of an athlete. He's a scary guy. So watch out for Rousseau for sure. Slim Shady Canes, definitely. I'm with you there, brother. I'm with you there. The other thing I want to mention, Brett has been consistently donating to the channel offline to PayPal. I really appreciate it. He donated, I think, $15, $20 by now. Greatly appreciated. David brought up Rousseau. David did. Oh, yeah, you did. I'm sorry. I didn't see that. I was busy talking to myself. Yeah. Rousseau, I like him. Honestly, I would love to see my, fan preference. This isn't saying that this is their skill of D-line would be Garvin, Silvera, Rousseau, and then at the end, Hill. That's my fan. I would love that, Brandon just had me. Dude, I appreciate that, man. Awesome. That's just my personal preference. I would love that. I think that would be very destructive. If Rousseau doesn't get it or Hill doesn't get it, they can get in the rotation. They rotate these guys. So it'll be good. Kyle, hey, what are we talking about tonight? Kyle, what's good, man? Glad to have you join us. We've been talking just about everything. The thing the highlight has been, as the fan favorite always is quarterbacks and D-line. Talking about a little bit of defense. We have talked about offensive line, how it's gotta bulk up. It's gotta improve. Secondary, people are curious about Bolden, what he brings, and who's coming in the summer, because he's a summer pickup that we get later. Rousseau's a starter for 2020. I expect so. I really do. With the guys that we lose at that position and him being so long in the system, I expect him to be a starter for sure. It'd be very... I'm not saying no one else can compete him out. I'm not saying that, but what it sounds like in the staff, like they see these guys and what they're saying, they're specifically talking about something like, my gosh, this dude is crazy. When's the next spring practice the Beanie gets to watch? Great question. Tomorrow they can watch it. So we'll shoot. I'll call in a few minutes then. Awesome, man. We'll talk anything, Kyle. I'd greatly appreciate if you called in. Here, I'll throw my number down in the chat if you want to just copy and paste it. Anyone can call in. I'm taking in calls. We got a couple of callers. But it's a lot easier and better if y'all call in. So if you want to call in, it makes the show every time fun. And I hear fans' other perspective, and we can talk football. But Tuesday, tomorrow's I'm going to try to get you guys that can summarize good highlight vid for that for sure. Talking about what went on, what's going down. So tomorrow the media will be there. But scrimmage-wise, this next one will be close to the media, I believe. The first one is close to the media. But after that, they will be open. But the actual spring that's open to the media is tomorrow. Awesome. Y'all follow me on Twitter. Cool. So yeah, be sure to tweet out anything you see that's interesting, recruiting news, anything. It'll help out my content, and maybe you'll enjoy whatever I retweet and post. I'm not usually the breaking news guy, but I do try to keep it all up to date. And there's definitely really good stuff you can find on recruiting news and spring news and stuff like that for sure. But yeah, Kyle, there's my number. You can call in. The other thing I wanted to mention was how many people think Davis will beat out Dallas at this point? We keep hearing a lot of stuff about Davis. We hear that Dallas is doing all right, but in the chat, do y'all think he'll beat them, folks? How will Enos hide the offensive line? First off, with the motion, right? So, I mean, D-line versus O-line, it's going to be a problem. But if you're passing it ASAP with a screen, or something like that, that helps you out. When you spread it all out, when you're passing it very well with a better quarterback, there's a lot of stuff that will help it. You should do a YouTube with Coop. Oh, yeah, we'll work on collabs for sure, definitely. Especially come when spring practice is going to be over. There's going to be kind of a dead period, and summertime is going to be very difficult to get some stuff. So we'll definitely do some very fun stuff with many different channels, collabs. Friday, Mark Rogers TV, I'll be on there. So that's a collab that's coming up for sure. I heard the quarterbacks are rolling out of the pocket. That has been happening. His style is one that suits Tate Martell, who dislike Tate or don't think he's doing well enough. That's one guy. I think Dallas thinks number one, but Cam is nipping at his heels unless Lorenzo comes in. Yeah, Lorenzo's getting over that injury, but we'll see. We'll see for sure. Those who don't know, they transfer from Auburn. He's out for spring. He had a left leg injury, but he's going to sit out this year anyways. And I got a caller in. Awesome. What is up, man? Who is on the phone line here?
This is Kyle.
Hey, brother. How you doing?
Pretty good.
What you want to talk about, man?
Right. Man, I'll be able to talk about anything, man. Just as long as you ask questions, I'll probably be able to answer to the best of my ability.
All right. Well, I'm talking about the running backs right now, so I'm curious your thoughts. You think Davis is going to beat out Dallas with all these news we're hearing good on Davis in spring, or not? Do you think that Dallas he's got to be number one guy?
Well, I don't know. I mean, that all depends on the kind of scheme we run, to tell you the truth.
Really? Well, so you think there's a scheme that suits the player differently?
Well, yeah. I mean, well, sort of in ways. Like if we're running from under center,
mm-hmm.
I believe Dallas would have more power than Davis.
Okay.
But I'm only saying that due to the fact that I don't know what the weight room numbers are or whatever.
Right.
But if we're running like more of a spread priority or whatever, I believe Davis won't start, but will get more of the reps.
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Right.
I'm sorry, not Davis, Harris.
Yeah.
Because
Harris. Yep. He changed his name.
Yeah, I don't know why I changed his name. I know the story came out, but I never got to figure out why.
It takes a bit to adjust. It's only one letter difference, right? Davis Harris.
I don't know. But yeah, I mean that's my thoughts on it. I mean, they're both great running backs, and I'm glad that we have both of them, and I'm glad that we have the problem of not knowing who's not having to really worry about who starts.
Right.
Because
right.
I believe they're both great running backs.
People are saying that Cam. Well, we're kind of doing arguments. Dallas is more elusive, and some saying Cam is more elusive. I don't know in there. What are your thoughts on this? But here's the big point. O-line's got to be semi-decent for them to have any holes to run through. And they're saying that, hey, if there's a hole, both of these guys are running through them. So what do you think on their O-line? Is it going to, it's been down, and people that are there and know about it, they're saying it's got to improve. What do you think about it, Kyle? How is it going to improve? What's got to happen?
I think it will improve.
Yeah.
I think it will improve because you actually have all the factors that need to be done instead of running just like, hey, everybody just block the guy that's in front of you, and don't worry about certain blitzes that are coming off. I mean, and I know that's not really what Mark Richt ran,
right.
But I mean, he was. I mean, you can have any offense, and if you run the same play, they're gonna get tired of it. They're gonna know what's coming every time.
Right.
If you have the same 3 or 4 plays, no matter what kind of offense you run, they're gonna stop you.
Right.
So with Dan Enos being the coordinator and everything, I mean, he's not gonna run like the same thing over and over and over again. And thank God the hand clapping is gone.
Oh,
I mean, even though it was a thing for the first few games. But after that, I kind of got tired of it. So,
yeah.
But all these scrambling out of the pocket and bootlegs and all that stuff, that's actually stuff I actually like.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with the athletic tight ends that we have that can run as fast as a wide receiver.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if you ever saw Brevin Jordan in the Under Armour game, man. He took off on one good play.
Right.
As a wide receiver at like 230 pounds already.
Oh, yeah.
Back then. Now I think he's like 250 or whatever. But, yeah, with the athletic tight ends that we have and we're going to do those bootleg plays, it's going to be awesome.
People say that it suits best for Tate Martell's style of play. I'm curious to see when scrimmages start. Is there going to be that big hop that Tate Martell takes with this style being for him, But he's kind of short. So
Yeah. And the thing I say about that is, it almost – even though he's shorter than Rozier, the times that Rozier actually stayed in the pocket and he tried to throw over the line, I mean, it's already kind of hard to throw over guys that are 6'5" and 6'6", with you only being 6 or 6'1".
Right.
And Tate Martell's even shorter. So, I mean, I guess that would if he can do that and he does that a lot better than the pocket, I mean, I believe that would actually set up plays where he could actually do those play action fakes where he actually doesn't run outside of the pocket.
Right.
And he can stand there and they can clear holes for him to throw. But I think the majority of his plays, if he takes snaps from under center, I believe it will be rollouts, which even rollouts are still effective even though when you see them coming. So
Canyon Desert asks, do you think Enos Malik would have improved after 17? So if Enos was our offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, would Rozier have improved in 17? Oh, yeah. I mean, you take the projects that Enos has taken on at quarterback and take them year over year. Take his last visit at Alabama. What he did with now I'm not going to remember his name.
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, what he did with Hurts. And whenever that guy threw for I think it was over 15 yards, it was like a 40% accuracy. At Enos' factor, he's like 65%. Yeah, he improves quarterbacks on every sort of play. And I mean, he would have improved Rozier. Would he have not been noodle armed? I don't know. That's tough to tell.
Well, one of Dan Enos' first interviews, he already put up there and said, he doesn't recruit the quarterbacks to run his offense. He always breaks down the offense to run around the quarterback.
Yeah.
So, and that's where any coach would be able to make any quarterback even better is if as long as he takes the talent his quarterback has and he builds the offense around him.
Which that's what's interesting to me. I do remember him saying that, but I'm like, okay, but now we have this quarterback battle. And basically every single day as the battle continues, we're losing time to, mold the offense per whoever traits we say is going to start. So what's his timeline on it? Diaz has said whenever it's obvious, but is spring practice all going to be obvious enough?
I'll tell you what, with the quarterbacks that we do got, I believe the base offense will always stay the same. But due to the fact that, say, you got Tate Martell's arm competing against Perry's arm. Well, we already know who can throw longer or deeper downfield, and that would be Perry. I think, but take the offense all together, I think it'll stay the same. But when it comes down to, like, if you have Perry, I believe we'll take deeper shots downfield than what Tate Martell would do.
So you're saying it would be more of a game scheme type of thing?
Right.
Got you. I think you're right.
I mean, but the RPOs and all, or the read option, all that stuff will be there with each and every quarterback. But that's where, like we already established, each quarterback has got different skill sets. Maybe Tate Martell can only throw, just for example, 40 yards, but Perry can throw 60 yards.
Right.
Just different things like that. But when it comes down to basic offense, I believe the scheme set will be the same. We'll just take different shots in different categories.
I think it's going to evolve over time. No matter who gets called, the Game 5 Miami offense under Enos is going to look different than Game 2 or 3. There's going to be certain plays are going to build and develop per someone sets that work well. And,
I truly think we're going to see all three quarterbacks in the first game anyway.
You do?
Oh, yeah. I don't think the Gators really understand what's coming at them.
All three of them?
I don't
know how I feel about that. If someone tells me today, hey, all three of them are going to be there 100%, that means that one of them, whoever was number one, didn't do well enough. Giving Gators some momentum.
Well, when I say that, I don't say as in like you're going to see Perry in the first half, and then in the third and fourth quarter you're going to see Tate and Williams, for so to speak. I just believe like maybe coming late in the fourth quarter,
I follow.
We're up well enough. We're up well enough to where you say, hey, let's see what Martell does in this situation. Hey, let's see what Perry or Williams does in this situation, or let's see what Perry can do in this situation.
Right. Yeah, I feel I see what you're saying. So basically, like a Alabama type of thing, where they ran away from teams to where they threw in Jalen Hurts at the end.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want to see that if it does happen. Rick, there was games where maybe it wasn't great opponents, FCS guys, but he should have thrown Williams in. He should have way sooner, and he did not. And I'm like, give him a chance. He's got 4 games to go. In fact, I'm curious to see. Enos, he handpicked Matocha. Is he going to throw in Matocha a year or two, or is he going to redshirt? He can still redshirt him if he does later through the season. I'm curious to see which projects he decides to work on when we do have runaway games. That's what I
believe Matocha. I believe. Unless one of the other quarterbacks get hurt, I really don't see him play. And nothing against them, but maybe if we were playing San Jose State.
Right,
like
yeah. Well,
last
for
year,
Matocha, I only see that
him.
on Bethune-Cookman and the other FCS opponent. Those are the only ones I see him in. Fourth quarter,
But because I know if he's got a chance to play at the college speed against like San Jose State, that gives him a little taste to get hungry. If we played Bethune-Cookman and all that stuff, and we're up by like 40-something points.
I want to see a lot more of that. I mean, everyone wants to be whooping people, but I kept saying people are like, nah, I don't think Diaz is going to run up the score. When I say run up the score, I don't mean like mercilessly. I'm saying he's going to keep firing on all cylinders until we're above like 22, 23-point differential later in the game so that he can put in guys that don't see game field experience as much and adds to the depth, Rick did not do enough of that. He couldn't keep the team. We had the cardiac canes in 17, be it us wins 10 games, but it was always so stinking close.
Yeah, and I never understood why we could blow teams like Virginia Tech and Notre Dame out, but when it came to North Carolina or Virginia,
Oh
it was
gosh.
nail biters. I mean, I was out of beer before halftime, and I was, I mean, it always made me mad. It's just like, dude, you never scheme these same plays against Notre Dame.
Right.
I mean, when it's like you want to try to show up whenever we have a big game, besides the Clemson game and the Pitt game. I don't know what he was trying to do in the Clemson game, but
Right. Yeah. And Roger says he hates the big opening games, and David agrees with him. Interesting.
I kind of do too. I kind of do too. I mean, I agree with him. I hate having to play a big game and having the pressure put on you, because as soon when we lost against LSU last year, everybody thought automatically, well, that's their season. Well, no, it's not.
Right.
And it always takes a couple of weeks for you to actually realize that, because stuff always happens, not just with our team, but everybody else's team.
Eddie says that big opening games is what makes Miami Miami. It does. I mean, I see what you're saying. You want to schedule the tough big games. It's just I don't think we're what Kyle's saying, and tell me if I'm wrong. It's not that we're against big games. It's just game one.
Yeah, game one.
I
love playing
game
against LSU.
One. That's just so scary. It's like neither team can best showcase their talents in game one. So, be it you're going to have a fight, it's going to be a crazy fight. It's going to be just a wild one, an uncoordinated one. It's going to be just like
right.
Who makes less mistakes. It really, if you look at the LSU game, they didn't completely run away with it until we started making mistakes. That's all it was. And it wasn't that their offense shined.
A lot of stuff with big games like that, taking the early first quarter, after the first couple plays, Bandy, he got ejected for targeting.
Yeah.
You're always going to have mistakes like that happen.
Because that was an iffy call,
it's still game one, and it's still rusty football.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how many times you put the pads on in practice and hit them. They're still going to have some rust when they're on the field, because they're really not going to be used to that game environment.
Yeah. Definitely, I'm with you there. I still think it gives us the edge, be it game one though, versus the Gators, because we have a new system, and it's like they don't have film to check it out. Sean Glee with a $5 donation, dude. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much.
The Gators just do not know what's coming at them.
Exactly. Craig Jen says, Perry with Perry at the helm, there's nothing to be excited about the offense. Brayon replies, Craig, Dan Enos. Oh, man. Yeah, it's true. Slim Shady Kings, he says he loves big game one. Okay. I mean, it gets you excited about in the offseason, something to talk about for sure. But I guess it depends what you like. Do you like high risk, high reward or not? That's what it comes down to. So right. Proctor won't get playing time, David says.
Now playing like Notre Dame or playing LSU or like in 2021, playing Bama. I love, especially with me being from Alabama and having to deal with Bama fans all the time. If we beat Bama, I mean, it's going to be a Category 5 hurricane for me at work over all day.
Believe it or not, it would be for me too. Being in Georgia, there's more Bama fans than Georgia fans that I know of, I think. And it's really a bandwagon thing, because if I ask them who's their second running back, they wouldn't know. They just know that they win every single year for a decade.
But
if I made a schedule, I'd never schedule FCS teams, Slim Shady Kane says.
and the other day when you were talking to Holloway, I was trying to throw out my when he was trying to compare quarterbacks. I was the one trying to get out there that, I compared Tate Martell to Quentin Flowers from USF.
Yeah, Flowers. That's an interesting comparison.
I mean, he's got the same arm strength and all. If anybody's going to realize what we can take away from Tate Martell, just go look at Quentin Flowers' highlights. I mean, he was pretty good. I wish he played for a different team. Not that USF was sorry when he was playing for him, but he just didn't get the national attention that he deserved.
Yeah, definitely. So, what's funny is online it's calling him a running back.
He is a running back in the NFL,
which is interesting. Wow.
Yes,
I did not know that. I did not follow that. So he switched to running back For the Cincinnati Bengals, it says.
Yes.
Wow. After doing all that as a quarterback. That's very
I
interesting
mean,
to me.
it's just one of those things, people his size.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
said at
if
5'10", buddy, you want to get playing time via running back, I guess.
exactly. And I hate it for people like that because, sometimes you're going to bring in situational plays even in NFL. The Saints have a quarterback or a backup quarterback that he returns punts, he returns kickoffs. I mean, they use him for read option plays and all that stuff.
Wow. I need to do this more. This is an interesting profiling. I need to do more like back at college to now the NFL profiling. Go back and then zoom in on them, what they're doing now. Because, I mean, I knew the guy from, Ohio State. They transitioned him to wide receiver. Not surprised about it.
Miller.
But
yeah,
very interesting.
I believe he should have tried to do quarterback too. I mean, I believe if he would have sat there and said, "Coach, let me show you what I can actually do at quarterback," I believe he would have made it. But it seemed like he's perfectly cool with going to wide receiver from quarterback and everything. And I think there's another guy.
Last I heard, he's doing well as a wide receiver. I believe he's a starter.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's a good slot. From what I hear, he's a good slot receiver. I don't know if the Texans re-signed him or not, though. But,
David and Slim are talking about they hate the FCS games. I agree with y'all 100%. I would have no more than one FCS game scheduled, if even that. I understand the point of it, but I don't think it doesn't. No, that's just you only have how many games? Like 12 games to display your talent,
right.
and you choose 2 of those to be FCS opponents. I don't like that at all. Central Michigan is the other one that we play. I know it's not.
Yeah, if we played an FCS opponent, I really wouldn't mind it being maybe like the game before our bye week or something like that, because that's basically 2 bye weeks we have. I'm sorry to say it like that, but I mean, get your ones in there and get them out after the first quarter.
Yeah, no more injuries for sure. Yeah, but
especially
were saying
before a big game like Florida State.
Penn State, Nebraska. I would love that. I don't understand what's been going on with the schedule. I mean, Miami's really stepped up their game with the scheduling. I mean, we got LSU, UF, Bama. There's one other one coming up that's pretty big, but it's their game one. Who's the other one?
I think we play Michigan State.
Michigan State. Yep. Wasn't I don't know. It was Michigan State. It wasn't A&M. I was curious if A&M, Texas A&M was coming up or something. But I'd like to see those, like, not the first game, in my personal opinion. I still would like a decent team in the first game, but not like a wild one like that. That's just my opinion.
Right.
They're saying Penn State, Nebraska.
I totally
Nebraska.
Agree with you.
That would be a fun game. Miami and Nebraska again.
I don't know if everybody's really catching on what's really going on in college football, but it seems like these colleges from the past are starting to pick back up.
Yeah.
Like Nebraska, they're definitely going to get better with Scott Frost being the head coach.
Yeah, it's a very interesting story. It was quite the whirlwind for them last year, but they finished off on a decent note for where it was going.
Yeah.
And, revival for him.
And let's see, what else? Wisconsin, I believe they're always going to be a pain in someone's behind just due to the fact that, the kind of offense they run. As long as they keep getting these linemen, these good running backs, I think they're going to stay good. Michigan's coming back into the picture.
Michigan,
I mean, all these.
I think Harbaugh is gone if he doesn't beat OSU, regardless of their season. I think it's just they need to beat. It's like a Mark Richt at Georgia situation. They're just like, all right, you got to beat them. Like, come on.
Yeah.
You've had how many? It's year 5 now for him or something. It's that difficult hump. Kenan, why did Hornibrook transfer from Wisconsin?
Yeah, I actually wondered that myself. I never knew anything was really going on with Hornibrook because that quarterback that played against us in the bowl game. They won, but he really didn't show me anything. They run more of the 200 plus rushing yards on the ground.
Yeah, I don't.
He really didn't impress.
Him, the lefty quarterback never impressed me crazy. He had a good year with stats and then kind of dropped off a bit in 18, I think it was. I don't know why he transferred to FSU. Maybe he thought that a different conference would better showcase his talents or something. It was wild to me when I heard that he's just in the portal in general. but has a chance to win FSU job. Revenge on who? Yeah, maybe he just wanted to play us another game.
Right. And I've never trusted a left-handed quarterback. I don't know why. I don't know what I have against him, but I just don't trust left-handed quarterbacks.
I have neither. I mean, who was the last left-handed that for Miami? It was that guy that was the son of the great previous Miami guy. He was only there because his dad was the coach on the team. That was back in was it Shannon or Golden days? There's a guy. He was like third string. This is like Stephen Morris. This guy was thrown in. He was a lefty, and he just those balls didn't spiral right. They were not accurate. There's nothing good, and I have not heard of a left-handed quarterback in a long time. It messes with the wide receivers, the way which shoulder they have to look over and how they catch the spirals. Right. It's tough.
I think the last couple actual good left-handed quarterbacks that I remember is, of course, one being Tebow, and the other one being Kellen Moore from Boise State.
Oh yeah, man, Moore. That brings me back, man. Boise State, back when they had those good years. Yeah. What is going on with him? He's 30 years old now. Wow.
Oh well, he's the offensive coordinator for my Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he just got hired this past offseason.
Okay, all right, that's interesting. I've always been high. I like that guy. He was a very good quarterback at Boise State, and it was very sad when he left. What is he? He got 4th in Heisman rankings in 2010. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, he was.
I think he was the all-time winning quarterback at Boise State too.
Everyone's throwing up on me. All right, so Tua is a lefty. Yes, Tua is a lefty. Tua's doing well. I knew there was.
Yeah, but we're talking about the last great quarterbacks, last good quarterback. We're not talking about the quarterback now.
Yeah. Vic's a lefty. Yeah, Michael Vick was solid for sure. He was all right. Brayon, I live in Tallahassee. Taggart is losing job regardless. Yeah, I keep Willie Taggart as a Hurricane fan. # keep Willie Taggart, y'all, forever, man. Please. Only lost to us once so far. He has, but Taggart is just he's got nothing going well. No one has respect for him, and it's only year 2 for him, right? Yeah.
So, I was gonna tell you another thing. Is Holloway in the chat tonight? Have you heard from Holloway?
I have not. I have not heard from Holloway. I haven't seen him in the chat yet.
Dude, I think y'all need to. Create a show together.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I actually had a good time. I didn't get to call in last time. Whenever y'all were talking for a while, but I believe y'all talking together, having one show. I mean, that's good content.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I definitely want more people to be on the talk show in general, but that would be really interesting. I'm going to hit him up for sure to do it more often. He said he's going to be on it for next time, but I haven't seen him yet. I guess he wasn't able to catch us tonight. But yeah, I'm really doing that, and then I got working up Friday at 6 p.m. Someone asked me on the time. 6 p.m. is I'm going to be on Mark Rogers TV Friday. And then definitely in the summertime, I'm work on doing a lot more collabs with all the YouTubers. It'd be very fun. It's a lot more exciting when you carry on a conversation with two people, be it different fans of different teams or sides. It's just you get a different perspective and talk educated, factual football. If you're not biased,
right.
It's definitely very exciting, very fun. Hey, I got to turn in for the night. It has been good. We've been streaming for hour and a half now. Great thoughts. Appreciate all that have donated and called in. Watch out for in the video tomorrow. I'm going to try to drop it around 6 p.m. for spring highlights. The next day is tomorrow. They have some. So we'll be doing that. And as always, I appreciate you calling in, man.
All right, man. You have a good one.
You too. So that was Kyle calling in, guys. I want to be ending the chat. I appreciate you all your thoughts. Y'all have a great evening. The only thing I'll ask for is, go check out the Twitter. I'll throw that handle down one more time. Be sure to follow if you're on Twitter, discussion stuff. This number, you can text it whenever you want. I'll be sure to respond. And if you want to give your own thoughts personally on this channel and such, or want to just support me, check out the Patreon page down below. I greatly appreciate it. But y'all have a great evening. Watch out for the video. I did drop one in discussing just in summary of what Diaz is thinking, and the guys have stood up to me in spring practice so far. Be sure to check it out, guys. And as always, at the end of the day, it's all about the you. Peace out, y'all.